Right, I think we actually started normally this week. Didn't play the ABC Ballarat indent, but I'm sure it will as I swap cameras and things like that. Now, yeah, it actually looks like it's coming up on the phone. Didn't play the ABC Ballarat, and there's not much of a delay, so that's good. Now, some of you may have been following this over the last couple of weeks, this little Philips, and, well, medium-sized Philips, let's say. It's a European one. There was a New Zealand version as well, and the schematic on that is a darn sight easier to read than the Belgian one. Now, it does work and works really well, but I'll just turn it on and yeah. Now, yeah, the lights are on, but oh, you can just see the light down there. It takes about a minute to warm up, and but it does have a problem with it still, and I think it's the second IF valve is oscillating once it warms up. Yeah, yeah. So you can hear that, but after about 5 to 10 minutes, it starts to oscillate, and I can knock that, and it'll come good again. The other problem, I had it sort of working with the, I'll turn it off. I had it sort of working with the signal generator going through it, but it was very, very weak. And I'm going to pull that off the out of the wall one day. I have to put another screw in that. And it was howling like a banshee sometimes, and other times not. And yeah, so I was just running on the Variac. I'm about to sneeze again. Excuse me. Yeah. This weather is playing havoc with my hay fever. We've got a lot of plane trees around here, and apparently that's the cause of hay fever, the pollen from those. Yeah, and I had put a 820 and a 180 dropping resistor in it for the mains, because that doesn't have a transformer in it, and so it was sort of running, but it wasn't. And I consulted someone else from the club, and he suggested that I got it wrong, and it was a 820 ohm resistor in total with a 180 tap, and I just put a 820 with a 180 next to it for the tap. So Julie went down to J-Car, and they have got about, maybe a third of the ceramic capacitor resistors they once had, and the closest I could get was a 680, sorry, 680. Stuck that in, and yeah, it works. And it works quite well actually, but I was very reluctant to put it into the mains directly, because during the week it had blown the RCD once or twice, just running. Yeah, and of course it's, I must warn you on this, it's a hot chassis, so you don't ever touch any metal part on the chassis. And of course it doesn't have a back or anything like, or a bottom on it actually, because the Philips ones sort of go in one piece from the bottom to the top. Right, now let's get on to today's victim. And this is the power unit and cradle for the car for this radio cassette. And when I got it probably 5-6 years ago now. Gee, that's rusted a bit, hasn't it? Yeah. So I'll have to clean that up if it's relevant. This is the battery door for it. Yeah, we couldn't get it to work. And as you can see, bring it down with this camera. It's too far. Yep. And yeah, so it's got quite a complicated power supply for it. Now, I don't know, that's got a spring on it, so that must operate the spring inside. Yeah, it's got these massive dropping resistors on it, and it's got a spring down in there somewhere. This hasn't been plugged in or anything like that for 5 years. And it's got the 2 switches on the bottom. That's for this. So that is in the 12 volt position still. So that is a 12 6 volt switch for the car. And this is the speaker, internal speaker or the car speaker. Over here is 2 external speakers, and that's 8 ohms. And then this is the power in with a fuse, and this is the earth. It's got a solenoid there, big solenoid. It does have a capacitor in it, which is probably dead as a doornail given these purple Panasonic things, these mauve things. So this goes on here like so, and I'm not going to put the wires through it. And then there's this shield here. So right, and you can see what I paid for it. What is it? $15. But at the end of the day, no, it hadn't sold, so I got it for $5. Remember that. So you didn't want to take it home because it weighs an absolute ton. Yeah. And this is the main unit. Now, I believe, oh, there's a screw for it. One of the screws. And I believe that this was specially imported into Australia. So one of the 2 screws have come out there. Don't remember taking this apart, but yeah. I'm pretty sure it's been imported from the US or Japan directly, because it's got an AM and FM radio. And in 1968, FM radio was a pipe dream. Yeah, it was at least 5 or 6 years away for test broadcasts. And yeah, so test broadcasts began in 1974. The Whitlam government mandated FM radio. We didn't have FM radio, and the companies like Philips, Astor, and all. Who else was around? Philips, Astor, AWA. Those companies just did not want FM in Australia, and we'd already allocated one of the bands for a couple of the bands. I think it was 4 and 5A or 5, one of those, to television in country areas. So they didn't want FM to do that. Wow, this aerial looks like it's brand new. Probably wasn't used. It was probably, because this was mostly used in the car for dictation by the owner. He had he was an executive in a company or something like that, high up, and yeah. Tape, FM, AFC, FM and tape. So that one's AM. Then we've got the tone control, and then we've got the tuning here. So the tuning dial turns around, as you can see. And on the top, or I guess you can call it the top, we've got looks like a Phillips mechanism. Wrong way again, Andrew. So yeah, we've got this Phillips tape deck here, cassette recorder, and yeah, it does work. Pretty sure that's a Phillips. Panasonic was partly owned by Philips up until I think the 80s or early 80s or 70s or something like that. They had about a 50% stake in Matsushita and National. Now this does smell a bit of cigarettes. So we've got the recording level there. Yeah, this is definitely a Phillips mechanism. And yeah. Okay, let's take it apart. And then we'll put some power on it. Actually, we might put the batteries in first and see if it'll run on batteries. If we've got enough batteries. How many batteries does it take? 5? 5D cells. Have I got 5D cells? I can see 3. I can see. Oh yeah. Got 6. Still got to finish fixing that. That Sony too. So we'll put these 4 Vata ones in. Even the ribbon looks fairly untouched. I'll have to come back out, won't I? That made a nice click in it, didn't it? And we'll put this Coles alkaline battery in it. And we might even put the cover on it to stop the batteries falling out, although that feels fairly tight. Yes. So 7 transistors and 10 diodes. Model RF-7270, frequency range FM, AM. AM goes from 525 to 1605, 571 to 187 meters, 5 D cells, 6 or 12 volt car battery with the bracket, Matsushita Electrical Industrial Limited or Co-Limited, made in Japan. So let's have a now. Yeah, actually, it is on. It's on tape. Yeah, not a sound out of it. Yeah, it's dead silent. Okay, we'll take the batteries out of it and then we'll take it apart. Okay. Put these back in here. I was thinking this morning when I watched Techmoan with his Panasonic ear things, which you put on your shoulder, and yeah, four speakers. Yeah, it was sort of a complicated setup, and of course it didn't work for him in his stereo or anything like that. And I was thinking that once upon a time, I'll just move this camera down here. Really must fix that. And how sort of the mighty have fallen. Does that go to slot in there? Because this is a bit of an odd screw. When in the 1960s they were so innovative with things like this, and the yeah, it's not got any screws there. In fact, yeah, someone's taken all the screws. Oh no, there's a screw down in there, and that looks very rusty. And stop saying "and," Andrew. No, that's not going to come out. There's a struggle. Or is it? No, that's not a spring. If you look, yeah, that's a switch or something in there. Yeah. Yeah, they were so innovative with these products, and they were so well made, and then they've gone downhill something rapidly in the last few years. Panasonic. I mean, they still make the good quality turntables and things like that for hi-fi, and yeah, the SL1200. Have I got a coin here? Oh yes. It does seem to have a coin slot here, because these are all connectors along here. Well, that's the main connector there. Can't see that on here. I don't know whether... Yeah, it's black on black, so you won't be able to see that. Now, is this going to open it? Yes. Yeah. I can already see some corrosion. And, oh boy, does this smell. Now this back. Yeah. There's corrosion around the connector. Well, not the connector, here. Yeah, it's not battery corrosion. And there's actually solder marks on this down there. So I'll try and get the light. Oh yeah, you can just see those marks there. Looks like a soldering iron or something. Yeah, it's got the dial cord stringing. Yeah. Don't put those in radios anymore, do they? Or, yeah, oh yuck. Yeah, it's got 1 million capacitors in it. So, yeah, this has got the schematic diagram with it. So I don't have to go searching on Radio Museum or anything like that. Battery current, no signal. Portable. 300 milliwatt output on the batteries, and 1.2 amps on the car for 12 volt range. Yeah. So that will be useful. Wow, this is quite complicated. Although, yeah. So this looks like the radio here. And this is the cassette. Recognize some of these things. So there's a switch. Oh, that'd be, yeah, that'd be the record switch. And we've got the, so this has got the belts, although that one's pretty dead. That one looks okay, might work. In fact, does it work? Just. Got, actually, this motor's made in Japan on this one, and it's made in Europe on the other one. So this is a Japanese built cassette deck, and it's got, but it's exactly the same as the Philips. So we'll bring a Phillips over just for comparison. So I've got a couple apart here, waiting on the small belt. Yeah, so this is the top side with the, so it goes like this, and this brings this whole mechanism up. Now where do I grab onto it there? So that's playing, that's released, and yeah. So it's a pretty simple mechanism, and if I turn this over, take it out of there, this one does kind of work. This took months to clean up all the black gunk on it. So yeah, if we go like this, yeah, so that goes in there. Now why did I get a strange vibration off of the component there when I touched it? Yeah, so yeah, definitely a Philips made in Japan type one. So put that away. And of course these were the original design of cassette. Okay. Yeah. Now, what should I do? So they're 1,000 at 10. Now, yeah, so that is the battery in. Assuming that red is positive. I think it is on these. Worked on enough Panasonics to know what's going on with them. I've got a transformer down there. Wonder if that's gone open, because that looks like down there. I've got that and that. Put that white wire to the negative, so this black one is the positive. Yeah. Okay, so we'll put the power onto it with the power supply. Let's move this across. Just that little bit too small, this bench top. And getting round to the back of this. Yeah. As I keep on saying, very annoying that they put the main power button on the back of it. What are we on? 6 volts, 0.5 amp, 8 volts out. Yeah, and 0.5. Okay. So we'll put this on here. Yeah, this has definitely been in someone who smoked heavily. Stinks. Yeah, we've got white foam under here. How interesting. Didn't know they made that back then. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Now we'll just see if it's drawing any current. If I can get around it, because I've moved the camera. And where's the on-off? Can't see a thing. The camera's in the way. Okay. Right. It's drawing 0.2 of an amp, which is not enough. Okay. It's not short or anything like that because it's still on. 0.001 amp. 0.002 amp. Yeah. So, yeah, it's drawing 0 watts, 0.01 watt. Yeah, it's just not doing anything. Okay. Right. So our next step will be to get the chassis out of the case, the front half of the case, so we can get to the controls. So I'm going to pull this off for a sec, and we'll disconnect the back and the battery thing. This is almost as big a job as the Sony stereo that we're working on. I still haven't got the capacitors for that. Let's kill the smell by burning off some solder. Yeah, this could be anything in here. It's got something over here with a coil on it, resistor, little MOV. $18K. Yeah, that's got a bridge across it. Actually, that looks like, is that a fuse or something in there? Fusible? No, that's part of the coil. Oh, okay, that's going to be a inductor. Yeah, I actually had an inductor go on another radio in the power switch, and spent months trying to track that down, and it was located right inside the actual switch itself. Bloody Sony. Okay. Yeah, it's time for another solder tip by the looks of it. At least this one you can actually get to things. So remember, that's the negative and that's the positive. I'll put this away and I'll give it a good scrub and clean. That's interesting. Oh, yeah, it's got the no date on it. This little thing. 29. $14. Week 20. Yeah, it's definitely 2091.4. I don't know whether you can see that or not. Yeah. Focus, stay focused. There we go. And that was an actual battery compartment. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Yeah, 8 ohm, 2.5 watts. So it's a fairly beefy speaker. And we've got all the red ones for removing it. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that it? Might be it. So we'll just do this. These strange screws. Yeah, there's sort of a half slot screw, half Phillips screw. And it wasn't Phillips who invented the crosshead screw, it was another Phillips. PHILLIPS. Right, and this might be the last one. And these aren't particularly tight. Just wondering if someone's been in here before. Now we'll have to pull the knobs off, of course. No, we're very loose. Yeah, apart from this rust along the bottom, yeah, it doesn't look, and the horrible smell, yeah, it doesn't look all that tampered with. Yeah, something's holding it at the top. That one is there. We've got the aerial, of course. We have any screws in the top. That doesn't, the handle is not connected to the chassis. Oh, we've got the button on the cassette. Yeah, these are quite hard to get off. This will do it. Come on. Put some force on it. No. We have a problem then. This just goes on. Hasn't even moved. Okay. That is on tight. That was not going to go anywhere. And they made sure of that. Let's have a look at the other one. I think I've got 4 of these mechanisms, and one in that projector, one in this, and then 2 3002 or 3001 and a 3002. Is going to be, must be a trick to this, because as you can see we've got sort of a strange, although that is got a spring on it, so maybe, yeah, okay. Now, maybe if we go up like that and release, no, to go down like that, no, it's just a, yeah, it's just a leg thing that's coming up. So I'm just going to loosen off if I possibly can. Yeah, that's glued. Ah, there we go. Oh, it's glued in. No wonder. You can see the glue on here. Yeah. Okay. And it's got this T-piece here. Yeah, can I get this back up at it? Yep, disengage it. How is it going to come out? Yeah, it's definitely loose. Something down here. I can see the aerial partly, so excuse me. There goes. Yeah, has that attached? There's going to be a trick to this. It's got these long wires attached to it here, so they're obviously expecting you to pull it out partly, and that is not connected to the handle. That is... has that got a clip on it? No, that's not actually connected to the chassis. No, the aerial's nothing to do with it. Stopping coming out. There's no other red screws I can see. And the red screws are the chassis screws. And this is pretty unique in Australia. I don't think many of these were brought out. Ooh, okay. So that is not attached around there, and this capacitor is way over. Yeah, so that should have the heatsink over it. So I'm pretty sure someone's been in here. Mucking around. No, that's glued to that. Okay. So that might have been just a heatsink for that one. Oh, and this one is the same. So yeah, there's two transistors here. Lying the camera. There's two transistors here, one here and one here, and they've both only got one transistor in the heatsink. So it must have been a generic heatsink. Yeah. Why is that attached up this corner? There's something up around here attached to it. I can't imagine what. Oh, that's the microphone input. Yeah, the radio is moving. There's got to be a screw down in here somewhere. Yeah. It's not going to be it. That holds that on, that switch. What is holding it? It's holding that switch. Yeah, there's nothing else holding it. Now are the screws that it's definitely attached up in this corner. Oh, I see. There's one right down in there underneath the aerial. Now, does this pull up any further? No. How the hell are you supposed to get down in there for the... This must come up further. It's on a ball. Right. Oh, I see what's happened. Yeah, that's the lower part has been forced down too far and it's gone into here and it's jamming in there, I think. Yeah, is jammed in. I wonder if I can unscrew this. That's supposed to turn around. Yeah, don't know how to get that out. Never come across anything like that before. And it's jammed below this part here, the rounded part, and down here there's the slot for the ball, which is there, and I can see the thick part of the aerial down in there. Right, now this is going to be impossible to get out. Oh, which you can see the bottom of the aerial down there. I don't know if I can lever that against something. Or give it a bit of a whack or something like that. There it is there. No. That come out? No. Turn this around so I can see. No, I won't. No. Oh, okay. I can just get the. I'll be able to just get the screwdriver in if I can move this around. Yeah. I might be lucky enough. Take my glasses off. I might be able to see down in there. Yeah, someone's tried to get this out before. I can see all the paint, all the red, what do they call it? That brightly coloured anodised. Yeah, these screws were anodised. And someone has scraped all the anodisation off of it. That's over there. Just see down there a little bit. Yeah. This is quite hard. So there it is. It's always a sneaky screw, isn't there? Right, that's out. Now let's try and get this out. Yes. We can move this whole chassis, but getting the cassette through the here. Oh, I see. Is that? I've got a screw down in there, a little tiny one, which is the same on the other ones. Small screwdriver. Brought all my tools in and they're all in the drawer and they don't fit. And of course you can never find a crosshead screwdriver when you want one. and vice versa. This should work. It's got a nice fine point on it. This is really old, this screwdriver. 1960s at least, or even 1950s. That's the wrong way. That way? Yeah. Yay, I felt it drop. Okay. And yeah, so it's foreign. Back in the days when in the UK, everything that wasn't made in the UK or the Commonwealth was marked as foreign, and everything that was made in UK was marked as UK or colonies. Alright, so let's see if we can pull this off. No, not quite. Still got something that's switched there. The record. Still got something holding it. It's up this end as well again. There's no screws holding it. I've got a screw down in there, which is for the earth. That can come off, yeah. So that's not of any consequence. Still got something up the top around. No, that's not attached to the actual cassette mechanism. This is down here. There we go. Right. Is it going to come out now? Yes. I've got plenty of speaker wire on it. Now, these must have cost an absolute fortune when they came out. And that is riveted to that. Just seeing where the... Right, so I'm going to have to take a picture of this. Yuck. Okay. Right, so yeah, why? What have they done? That's stupid. I mean, you can't get to any of the buttons. Right, camera. Now, good. Hopefully that will Right. Yeah, just looking at the stream. Okay, now we have to disconnect that aerial, and no, that so that yellow wire comes off like that. Pretty standard for Panasonic. Now we just have to disconnect the microphone and the on-off switch. The hair's supposed to get down into that. Boy, this stinks of cigarettes. No wonder that room smells. There's a few radios in there which I should really take out because of the smell of them. Smells like mould, and there was mould in there when I first got here because the gutters were absolutely chock-a-block. And that's not going to pull off, is it? First, the tension is on the other one. Now, how am I going to do this without burning my fingers? Right, that one's off. And that's not, it goes through there and out the other side. Right, that's that one. And I don't know how they got this in here. Oh, that's hot. Andrew, hot, hot, hot. I'm just going to have to of course this stinks. Oh, that's that one off. And I'll get this down in here. Burning the metal. Yep, good, done. Oh, the speaker. So yellow. Oh, I better take a picture of that too. This might be. Oh, go away. Right. Okay. So we'll take this speaker off. One and two. Good. Now, can we dispose of that front panel? Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's definitely got damp. It's heavy. Speaker. Right. Let's have a look at you. So we've got all of this down here. Right. So we've got this cassette mechanism down here. It's got a different thing to it. I don't know what that does. It's interesting. Maybe It just makes a contact with that. I see. So that would slide onto that to earth this part. It's a bit odd. Motor. This transformer is suspicious to me. This is the recording level. It's got a pilot light there. Pretty unusual for a radio cassette. With that little tiny screw too, don't lose that. Yeah, interesting dial mechanism, given the tuning is directly opposite to the actual dial and the radio. Yeah, looks pretty good though. That has deteriorated quite a bit, although it doesn't have a flat spot on it. One of the other Philips has a flat spot on it. Yeah, the head is rusty. Yeah, bit of grease and an oil change and that'll be right. Very simple mechanism that. Right. Now we've got our power in here. So where does this white wire go? Goes in around. Does it go into that transformer? No. So that goes in across here and comes out there on this connector. So I really suspect this connector, it's just a press fit. Yeah, this rust. To get some stuff onto that. Yeah. Okay. And then it goes. Is that red? That connects up into that. That white wire goes up into here somewhere. Probably the power switch. We've got a switch on there. You just can't. Well, I guess you can. It could be anything on this. Transistors, capacitors, power. Okay. Right, so I'm going to have a quick drink for a couple of minutes. That was what I was going to do. Make an intermission card, wasn't I? I'll be back in a moment. Now I do have a cup of tea here. So I'll just have a sip of that, or half a cup of tea. I'll put this one over here as well, that anodized screw. Okay. Right, where to begin? Even if I got a little click out of it, or I managed to get the cassette running or anything like that, the motor, I would know we're on a good start. Now, lay 1,000 at 10. Yeah. Right, so what if that's just yeah, that goes. What if we can bypass that? And where's the motor input down there? Not going to actually get into that easily. Oh, actually, maybe I can do that. So I'll push this on, and I'll put some power up it. How are we going to do that? I have to use these. No, that won't work. Now where's the other cheap probes with no insulation on the plugs? This is my one I use for, no, that's still got the things on them. Got a set of these leads with yeah. Okay, what I might be able to do is connect that and no, not that one. Oh yeah, who cares if that gets damaged. All right, now I'll turn some power on and we'll try and get this motor to run. And that looks like the negative there and the positive. Yes, so the motor does run. I'll see if I can show you. Don't know whether you better see this. You see, yeah, you can just see the flywheel turning. Yeah. So that part works. Now, yeah, I really suspect it's the. So that is the volume, I think. That's the switch. So now this is that way. Volume selector, tape FM. I think we had it on FM before. So if we stick a speaker to it, Geez, annoying next door. He's revving his car to death again. Well, it seems to be a different car each week, so he's definitely doing a business in there. Yeah, that is on FM. We've still got our power going out of these leads. Now, and we had I can hear it. That got some power through it. Don't know whether you heard that. It wasn't very loud, but oh, that's the wrong way round, isn't it? Yeah. That was probably why it made the noise. It's the wrong way round. No, it's still going, so it didn't short out. Now, where's that one go? That is that white one. It goes into that. That's the earth. Yeah, that's the brown one. It comes across here. So that, I don't know whether, yeah, that is going, don't do that. Okay. Now, so that one is, no, it's a double-sided connector. Okay. So there's a row of pins on this side, then on the other side of the connector there's another row of pins. So that's not going to do any good. And that is probably the speaker thing. That's the aerial in there. And this wire is going around here to this contraption here with the coil and the inductor on it. Down here, and that's a switch. Yeah, that's an inductor and that's the coil. And that is off. And aha, that needs to be pushed in for the power to come through the back. And that goes up here. And okay, no, that's not the aerial, that's the input. So no, I won't try that because shouldn't need it. So then this comes out into, that's the aerial. So that's the aerial. Where's the car aerial input? Must be part of this. Oh, okay, yep, that'll be the end one. Goes across into here and switches the aerial to the car aerial and then out. So that is the telescopic aerial on it. Yeah, it switches between the two. So that's just that. Now this comes up here. No idea what that pin is. Wonder if that is on the actual schematic. Playback recording selector switch. And switch, car portable antenna selector switch, we've done that. We've got the car battery selector switch. Multi-connector socket. The pins are written on there, but they're microscopic. Yeah, okay. Now we've got, this is the head, so this must be the cassette mechanism here. This must be, yeah, there's the whip antenna or the telescopic antenna. And yeah, that's the FM through there and the AM through there. That's the AM, FM, second IF amp, and it comes out here. So car and oh, okay. Now up here, try not to damage this. Battery, external power. It's one of those barrel jacks. That comes in here. Got the polarity selector. And comes out. Is that anything to do with the polarities? No. That's the car battery. Got the fuse. Capacitor across there. So how does it get this power? I'll have to tap my glasses off. Look at this more closely. So how does it get the power? It's the negative, that's the positive, goes through there, out and up to here. So, oh, it goes, goes to that rail. The volume and everything like that on it. Okay. So battery through that switch. That's the negative. Doesn't seem to be earthed. UM 1x5. There is a switch there, AB switch. And that comes up and goes to, yeah, the negative rail. Okay. Now, can we bypass that? And get the trimmer. I know this isn't very exciting, but I've got to work this out, how to get power into it. Where's the volume control? Yeah, that's all cassette deck down there. The recording side of it. That's the cassette. Equalizer, AF, power amp. Okay. Now, where does this get? It's power. And where's the volume control? I can't see the volume control. There's the tone control. Just tone. 10. That's got the switch on it for the playback record switch. I can't see the volume control on this. I mean, it's got one, but it'll be on here somewhere, but I just can't see it. Can't break it. There's the speaker. That's the. It does have an output transformer. So these must be germanium. No, 2SB. I think they're 2SC. We do have a couple of germaniums, OA90s. 1S. Don't know what a 1S is. Looks like a double diode or something. Yeah, where else can we whack power into it? Remote. So after that external power switch, connector thing. Now, where is that? Is that on the side here? Yes, so it's there. Now, can't see if that is. Yeah, okay. That has had some use. Okay. Where did I put the meter there? Good. So the center pin, nothing, and the outer, yep. So it's center pin positive. Okay, so we'll turn our power back on again. If I can see what I'm doing. No. Yep. And I'll try and do this. Yeah, I can hear the speaker, but only crackles for a couple of seconds, and yeah, that would indicate a capacitor. Oh, something made a noise then. Like a crackle noise. There's obviously something shorting or something like that in here. Leave this on for a few seconds. Yeah, I can hear something releasing down there. Discharging. Yep. Not doing it now. So obviously something has reformed or that has killed it. We've got capacitors down half under the board and all sorts of things. Yeah. Yep. A little bit then. And of course, I'm not going to be able to trace it with my ear. There's wires just sort of soldered together, two ends, and they're just sort of hanging in the breeze. This is really cobbled together. Well, I guess it's not cobbled together. They would have planned this to a degree. They would have used existing boards, no doubt. I've got a slightly later one from 1969, which I'll do soon. In fact, yeah, I wonder if that, I'm not sure what that is, but it's, it might be a transformer or something making that noise. Transformer there. So we've got three output transformers. We've got this big output transformer here. And that's what I'm worried about. Well, we've got should be on AM. This is pretty filthy actually. It's been in storage for decades. No. Oops. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that can just go in there. As long as I don't touch that. Let's see if it makes the noise again. No. Okay. Oh yeah, it did make the noise. Very quietly, but it did. I'll stick a knob back on this as doing my fingers in. So tape, FM, and AM. No, it's actually not it. Something down. Oh, it's down here. The lead is rubbing on the grit. That's that noise. Okay. Yeah, we're still. No. Oh, definitely heard a click then. Can you hear that? It's not doing it now. Oh, that made a nasty click, didn't it? In here. Yeah, I vacuumed and washed this all off this mat. And yeah, it's already filthy again from this. Try that again. No. Is that shorted out? No, we've still got power. This is curious. Alright, I'm going to the loo. Skip to the loo, my darling, and make another cup of tea. So I'll put you on to... where's the radio gone? Only had it a moment ago. Where did I put that? Yeah, where did I put that? Oh, here it is. So, yeah. Apparently people go away if they don't see or hear any movement. So, yeah, too much equipment.
Early 1980s, you could still smell the whale meat that was being butchered. And now on the west coast, humpback whales are recovering there too. And there are about 30,000 to 40,000 animals going down that coast. Now the Chains Bay whaling station, they call that thing,
okay.
sperm whales as well as humpback.
Okay, I'll be back in a few moments.
When you are able to work out what the threatening process is, and in that case it was hunting, and we remove the threat, then often what happens is that things start recovering. And humpback whales have done that in spades. It's wonderful to see. That really is something special to see. And
Why do they come back?
It is, and we never saw one.
Just listening to your story as a child, never seen whales.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely incredible. And now when we go to Jarvis Bay, we do bird plots in September. There's a number of sites where I have to walk out through a heathland onto a rock platform, and that's a huge overhang with the ocean 50, 60 metres below me. And there's a couple of spots where the mothers and their calves just stop, have a rest.
Yeah.
You can actually hear them breathing underneath the rock platform. Yeah, and I can pull myself up slowly to the edge because I'm scared of heights. And I can look over the edge and I can see the whales, you know, all those metres behind me, underneath me, 60 metres below. That's pretty special.
That is special.
Yeah.
What about Macquarie Island? Another
Macquarie Island's another great success story. So Macquarie Island is actually part of Tasmania, and it's way to the south. It's what's called a sub-Antarctic island. And what happened, like many of the world's islands, was that there was lots of biodiversity on Macquarie Island, some of which didn't occur anywhere else. But many of these islands are really susceptible to feral animals. And on Macquarie Island they had rats, cats and rabbits.
Okay.
And that changed the vegetation dramatically. The rabbits ate lots of stuff. And then the cats ate the rabbits and the rats. And the rabbits continued to eat the vegetation. And then the rats and the cats ate lots of eggs of the seabirds. And cats killed other seabirds. And so we lost huge amounts of biodiversity on the island. One species went extinct, the red-fronted parakeets. And so it was a pretty sad place. And we know that there are lots of extinctions that have taken place on islands all over the world. Our cousins in New Zealand have many, many examples of things that have gone extinct. The moas. And that's what the Maori are named after. They were the moa hunters. And they're all gone, these incredible birds. So there was a bird on an island between the North Island and the South Island, the Cook Strait. And what happened was, there was a relative of Australia's little birds called the thornbill.
Yep.
And it was on an island called Stevens Island. And in the late 1870s, one of the only places that the little wren, just really I thought Australian thornbill, the only places that occurred was on an island where they decided it was important to build a lighthouse. And so lots of ships and people came to this island, and then rats got off and cats got off those boats and onto the island.
Yep.
And that little wren disappeared. It was only ever seen by 2 people, and now no longer exists. Now when we come back to Macquarie Island, like many islands, it's actually a good place to be able to eradicate pests.
Okay.
And so Macquarie Island's a fantastic success story because there was a really strong effort to get rid of the cats, and then the rats, and then the rabbits. And now the vegetation's blooming, it's regrowing fantastically. Seabirds are doing well, all the seals are doing well.
How did that pest problem go away?
There was a lot of eradication work.
Oh, just
Lots of trapping.
Yep, okay. Yep.
Lots of trapping, lots of removing all the warrens from rabbits.
Right.
And a systematic process over a number of years to control animals. And that often works on islands if you're really systematic about it.
Yeah, and that sounds like that's kind of the marathon, right? So that's the hard
That's right.
way, if you like. The long way,
Yeah.
but it's still extremely effective, yeah.
Especially for the last few pests that are on the island. They're often the hardest to get. So many of the pest animals are pretty straightforward to get, except for the last few. And you've got to work really hard to get them because we know how quickly rabbits can multiply. And when you've got lots of rabbits, you can have lots of other things like...
Right, I'm back. Okay. Okay. So let's try this again. If you listen very carefully, it might make that thumping noise and clicking. No, hasn't discharged enough. Right. So, I wonder if now which was the so I need a clip lead and I'm going to short out that tape recorder switch, the pause switch for on the microphone. And as if it goes through that switch, now I don't know which one it was, whether it was the brown or the blue. Now the microphone won't hurt if it's shorted out. No. And we'll put it onto tape recorder or the cassette and we'll see if the motor runs. No. So we're not getting power at all. Oh, hang on. Would help if I turn the power on here. No, still not getting power. Wonder why. Now, what's going on down here? A big mess. Yeah. So that switch is not actually anything to do with that. It's the microphone and the power switch for that. Gee, that's badly soldered. And we got black and white. Now we've got our negatives there and our positives, and that goes off to that one. Bit of fluff down here. Yeah, that is not used, that one, and I'm going to break these capacitors off of here and move them about because I can't see what they're connected to. Yep, there's that glue gone. And they're actually pretty tight. and something X 3.51. Is that an oscillator or a capacitor or something? X capacitor. Yeah, we've got an inductor under there. We've got wow, this is so complicated, this wiring. So all this goes in under there. What is that X33.51? Yeah, this is all protection for the car. And I'm not really familiar with car radios. That connects to that. We might better put power in there. So that seems to go off to there. Yeah, definitely someone's been in here because there's been tape on here. I would say they took one look at it and ran a mile, which is what I should have done. But this is a really interesting machine. Being the first, or one of the first, radio cassette units. Yeah. That's that one seems to just go to the cassette, and this one seems to be for the rest of the radio, and that, yeah, that connects up to the blue wire, and the blue wire means negative on these, and the red wire means positive. So we'll put it back on to FM. Put a bit of power into it. And we'll try. So this is the positive. And where's the negative go? Over here. Yes. Can you hear the FM radio? Okay. We have liftoff. Not very loud, but definitely have something. Now I don't know whether I can actually, yeah. So we'll take this off. That's nice and square now. And we'll attach this over here. So it's definitely something in the power supply that is the problem. Now if I attach this to here, and we'll attach our negative to the chassis. So we'll turn this off. I'll do this. Anywhere will do. So this should work. No. Right, that is not connected to the chassis. Ooh, the sparks. That's interesting. Now, how am I going to get down into there? Can I? Yep. Yeah, okay. Right. That is full volume. Try putting an aerial on it. Yeah, definitely getting FM. All right. So I'm going to. No, it's only drawing. It's drawing 1.2 watts. So this must be the power for the radio. The car. So I'm going to increase. No, I don't need to. That's it's only drawing 0.02 amps. So 2 milliamps. Yeah. So current limit is set to 500 milliamps. Yeah. Obviously needs recapping. That sounds awful. And it's not wired up properly either. Delay interconnected. All right, we'll try. That's FM straight. That one, previous one was the FM AFC. And I'll try AM. Yes, we have AM. Back to FM.
Forcing backup to be switched on. The governor of the Moscow region says the attack also triggered a fire in the facility. It comes as Russia mounts ongoing attacks on Ukrainian power and other infrastructure, and Ukraine's leadership and European nations.
Yeah, we're not getting proper power through it. Is the volume control is sort of just, yeah, it's just this volume the whole way round, except right down the very bottom.
Interest rules for certifiers and maximum penalties increasing to more than $1 million. Minister for Building, Analak Chethimon, says the plan will boost construction productivity and speed up housing.
This suite of building productivity reforms is about fastening up the approval process, streamline it to make it more consistent and efficient, and which will lead to quicker construction and more homes for the people of New South Wales.
Police have charged a man over a fatal crash in Melbourne's northeast earlier this year. An 82-year-old woman was killed when her car was struck by a truck, causing it to burst into flames in South Morang in February. The driver of the truck, a 40-year-old Mill Park man, was arrested at the scene. He was charged today with multiple offences, including culpable driving, dangerous driving causing death, and using a mobile phone while driving.
Oh, yeah. Mobile phones again.
The Mail newspaper says it struck $1 billion deal to buy a rival paper, The Telegraph. The tie-up would create one of the most powerful right-leaning media groups in Britain. It comes a week after US-based private investment firm Redbird Capital Partners withdrew its bid for The Telegraph, which is one of Britain's biggest newspapers. That brings you up to date with the latest ABC News.
Yeah. Okay.
It's your Sunday evening with Serene Demaki on ABC Local Radio.
So, where do we go from here?
To play the National Weekend Deacons quiz, you know what to do. 800. The first caller is, of course, an
Right, that should be no. Right, is the no, the cassette isn't working because we put it into play mode, and yeah, it's obviously got to go through this one as well. So this 1000 microfarad, 10 volts, and this is 1000 microfarad, 10 volts as well. Yeah. I guess we have to start here, and I'll have a look to see if I've got any 1000 at 10 volts. Don't think I have any thousands, or I do have a 2000. This one is, yeah, that's a 2200, at 16. In fact, why don't we just do a Shango and pop this across here. If we can get this to actually okay, don't need him, can't stand that. Right, what can we do? Change the station. The ABC is playing music as it does on Sunday nights. Well, we should better get the racing station. Do they ever give up? Doesn't seem to be making much difference. No. So it's not going to be that, although it's probably not very healthy. Being what? 58 years old or something. Right, let's get the meter onto this and see if we can trace any power. Yeah, that connector on the back is really complicating things. So we've got about 6 volts across that cap. Nothing there. Nothing on those 2 battery terminals. I don't know where you can see that. If I put this, you'll see it. Is this going to work up here? No, not quite. So I'll turn the light on. There we go. Is that better? Just. I hope you can see that. Okay, we're on. We've got no power on that one. And we've got power across this cap. We did have. Connect. Yeah, 6 volts. There. Have we got anything on this one? No power. That one. So no power on that one. So obviously it splits the power up for the cassette, and the cassette is completely separate. Yeah. Yeah. And what is that connection there? It's a very odd connection, the red and the black. Zero on that. So we'll try the other way. Yeah, 0. And there's the other stupid one. Oh, down here. 0 on that one as well. Yeah. This is really puzzling. With the, and it's all to do with this connector. I've got to get my head around this connector. Now we'll have a look for, is there red? No, it's brown. Yeah, it's all underneath the other side. That was interesting. Okay. Right. Back to this. Right, so earphone, speaker, that switch that goes up to that's an amp pester. AM. No, A double P E S T E R. I have no idea what that is. Looks like a globe or something. But it can't be. So, yeah, that is going to stand for the motor, I think. That's the remote switch. Remote. That's connected down to that. Across right down here. And across into that resistor in there. And it supplies that transistor. And where's the motor on the cassette? conductor there. Nice power amp. Record level indicator amplifier. Which can't find the main capacitors even. Oh! Oh!
He might give you a side again because he goes down swinging even though he hasn't been able to hang on for a start or two this time.
What happened then?
7, 8, 5 and 9.
Wasn't touching anything.
Himself 1.2 about my wish. Perfect run from barrier 4 to 5. Where all the money's coming for at a big price. He's into 23 to 1.
Something's coming back to life, isn't it?
Back to 1600 for him. The 9. Co-partner Brogby right on the pace with Pray for Merv. I think Pray for Merv will lead, but he can easily just sit outside him. And then the 13, light years charm, we just heard from David Eustace there. Zach, one finishing off. 7, 5, 9 and 13.
I wish absolutely the horse to beat here, and Luke Ferraris won't be wanting
Wow.
a repeat, of course, of what happened in the Celebration Cup, where it was looking a little dicey up the straight there when he was boxed in, but he got clear. I think he'll be off that fence pretty quickly if he does.
Yeah, it's making that high-pitched noise, but yeah,
So he's on top.
that gave me a bit of a fright then.
14 pounds better off with encountered last time out. Of course, he's run 5th in the Hong Kong Mile, 6th in the Champions Mile.
Right, so let's try FM.
Not screwed up. The harmonies in it are beautiful. The energy really suits the song. It's like a faithful interpretation, but with a bit more, I don't know, spunk, more energy. I love it. I love it so much.
So it would be either Advantage receiver or Advantage server.
Okay, it. Because I was just after Advantage. Very good. Nice one. All right. I've got another sound clue for you. Who is this?
It's still really distorted and horrible, isn't it?
Classic.
Turn off Simon and Garfunkel. Otherwise, I'm going to get a copyright strike.
Is that? So the song's Mrs. Robinson, who sings it.
Yes, yes. It's coming to me. It's
In other words,
go on walkabout.
you don't know. Idiot.
I know it, but I can't waste this
Draw a
very
blank.
time.
Oh no!
I
I
draw a
don't-
blank. Yeah, it's.
Do you want me to play one more time?
Yeah, play it one more.
Yeah, then play one more time for you. Come on, I know you've got this.
Yeah, it's making that noise. But that is probably the way I've connected it in. Yeah. All right. So it's it's 20 past 7. I was going to go to 8 o'clock if necessary, but I think I've done as much as I can with this at the moment. I really need to work out the power supply. It's obviously been shorted out or something in the car, and there's no fusible things down there, and there's a couple of components I don't recognize, like that Y or X 3.51, which might be a inductor, or might be a cap which blows, is designed to blow. Yeah, and that noise is obviously a bit of a worry.
Cool. How long has that been, or how long have you been taking a walk, and how long have you been enjoying that bit of nature near?
Probably about a year.
Oh, nice. Beautiful, cool.
The band is Simon and Garfunkel.
It is Simon and Garfunkel. And we know John knew it. We knew it's so annoying when you draw a blank, though. What is the tiny piece? Oh, this question always makes me draw a blank. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case.
Yeah,
So
that's
what's the tiny piece at the end of a shoelace called?
1.3 watts.
Agate.
Oh, I'm going to pay it. It's too close. Some of you might get cranky at me. It's an aglet, but, you know, agate, it's because I always forget it. Agate, aglet, it's one of the weirdest words. All right.
You're very kind.
No, of course. Look, this is all just about having some fun with the quiz on a Sunday night. Multiple choice. Who wrote the Jungle Book in 1968? Was it Jack London, Rudyard Kipling, or Robert Louis?
Rudyard Kipling. Yeah, okay. Just thinking here, because I can't get my head around this schematic in this area. I mean, it's pretty obvious what it does, but where are the filter caps? Is that actually, no, that's a 0.33. Yeah. So people criticise me for buying those little 0.033 caps, and there's two of them in the output stage, and they'll be really tiny down in here somewhere, so nothing else will fit in there. Yeah, where is... So that's a 001. And yeah, I just can't work out where those big caps are, or where the volume control is for that matter. And that might be the volume control down there. No, let's just link to that one. It hasn't got the wiper. At least it does on the tone control. Yeah. 1050 down. Yeah, where is those 1,000 caps? Yeah, I might have to scan this and blow it up and have a really close look at it. That one is plus minus. No, that's the record thing. And plunger. That's a 600 picofarad. You would think it'd be around here somewhere. So that's where the chassis power is coming in. Ah, there's the volume control. So it's down here, and it's connected up to this switch. Oh, that's the on-off switch. So power comes in here. There's a test point there. That's 10 at 6 volts. Yeah, they're all small caps. 10 at 200 at 10 volts. Ah, there's one of them. And so it goes through. Yeah, it's supplying. This is the crystal and 100k resistor. And that is tapped off of a transformer. And comes up here through all those resistors. I can't see where yeah, that is really odd. Anyway, never could read the Panasonic things, schematics.
Oh, that's great. And succulents, you know,
I mean,
there.
this radio's working
they're
fine.
incredible. Different shapes, sizes, all sorts.
Colours, purples, greens. Lovely.
Oh, so you've sort of gone
But
that little bit of nature near you that lifts your mood. You've sort of
the
brought
volume
a little bit
control
closer,
is well and truly
to
overloading.
your own backyard. Nice.
And
Cool.
So it obviously needs to go through some sort of resistor or something.
Spice shop sell, and people say, I've got these pots on the next
And we're
shop, come pick
bypassing
them up,
that.
We pick them up.
Oh, that's great. So it's
Yes.
brought it down even more. Oh, that's fantastic. And what are your plans to keep going? Keep growing?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. Cool. How long have you been doing that?
Years or something.
3.5?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What made you start? Was it just a whim? Like, were you walking? You're like, you know what? Let me try this.
Too
Yeah.
tight ass. Don't
Okay.
like to spend money.
I don't think. I don't.
Yeah, that is. Oh no. Yeah, that is
Well,
the.
look awesome, especially with all those colours as well. Thank you, Ted. All right, what a baby goat's called? Not dope.
Why isn't that switch working now? Oh, I see. It's got something down there. Yeah, we're still getting that noise even though it's off at the switch. Okay, right, I'll have to really study that schematic and work out where everything is on this. But at least we know the radio section works. We know the motor of the cassette works. We just have to sort out the power supply and then we can start to recap it. Okay, so thanks for watching. Thanks to all the new subscribers. There's been a few this week. So thank you very much for that. We're slowly creeping up. Yeah, and don't forget I've got a Patreon page, a Buy Me a Coffee page, and my own website. And I've put a conversion chart from meters to frequency on that this morning. So I put a couple of charts up there and added a menu for it. That was because that Philips radio where I did this week, That is obviously European, and it's in meters the scale. It's also got the city transmitter codes labels on it. Yeah, so that was a very odd fix, that radio. Yeah, one of the valves sparked and it came to life, and yeah, I put the new IF can in it and fiddled around with all the IF can and the trimmer pots and everything, and yeah, when it came to life, big spark in that valve, and yeah, I don't know how far out of alignment it is or anything like that, but it works beautifully. Picks up Melbourne and a few other stations, 3HA, etc. Yeah, so goodbye or good night or good evening or whatever it is in your part of the world, and yeah, I'll be back next week. It's always raises my spirits when a radio suddenly comes to life like this. And yeah, okay, so I'm about to turn the streaming off, and we'll say goodbye. Bye.